All right, today we're doing decimal multiplication. Here's going to be our example problem. 10 and 2/10 times 5 and 8/10. Okay, so there are 4 steps to this. First, we're going to ignore the decimals and find the product. And I want you to write these in your notes. Ignore decimals and find product. Okay, so I can put either number on top, either number on bottom, it doesn't matter. Since this has more of them, I'm going to put it on top. 10.2 times 5.8, I'm going to pretend the decimals don't even exist. And I'm going to do basic multiplication. I did 8 times 102, I did 5 times 102. Add a 0 on that, and I'm adding them together. I get 5,916. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, count all the place value in both factors. Count all decimal place values in both factors. Okay, so my 2 factors are 10.2 and 5.8. So here I have 1 decimal place value, and here I have 1 decimal place value. So 1 plus 1, I have a total of 2 decimal place values in that example problem. Okay, now step 3, I'm going to move the decimal left that many place values in my product. That many spots in product. Okay, so I said I'm going to move it 2. So I'm starting over here and I'm going to move it 2. And then I'm going to put my decimal in. So my answer to 10.2 times 5.8 is 59.16. All right, and then my last step is always my last step. Any math problem I've ever had in my life is ask the question, does this make sense? Is this reasonable? Always ask that. Take that extra second to make sure your decimal's in the right spot. Okay, so 10.2 is close to 10. 5.8 is close to 5 or 6. So 10 times 6 is 60. My answer should be about 60. 59.16 is pretty close to 60. If I would have messed up the decimal and put it here and brought it straight down like you did addition, you would have had 591.6. That's not even close to 60. So always ask that question, does it make sense? So those are my 4 steps I want in your notes. Okay, let's look at a couple of practice problems on your homework assignment here. All right, so this wants us to estimate 22 hundredths and 7 and 313 thousandths by rounding each number to the place of its leftmost non-zero digit. So this is rounding a little different than I did. First, round this to the nearest tenth. So to round to the nearest tenth, we look at the 10th column, the 2. We look at the 2 next to it to see if it stays the same or goes up. It stays the same. So 0.2 because it's 4 or lower. Now round this to the nearest 1, to the nearest whole. 7, because of this 3, just rounds to 7. Doesn't round up to 8. So 7 times 2/10 is 1 4/10. So this answer is going to be close to 1 4/10. Okay, that's how they ask, does it make sense? All right, let's look at another practice problem on here. We're not going to do them all. You're going to do them all. I'm not going to do them all. This one right here is pretty easy. 2 hundredths times 8/10. Well, I can just do 2 times 8 is 16. And then I can see how many times I'm going to move my decimal. My decimal there is, right now is there. I know I can always annex as many zeros on each side as I want. And I'm going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3 spots. 1, 2, 3 spots. I'm going to rewrite it. So my answer is 0.016. Okay. Same thing for this one. 9 times 7 is 63. I'm going to move the decimal 1 spot there, 1 spot there, so 2 Let's do a longer one. I'm going to ignore my decimals. 9,608 times 409. And I do want you to write these examples out, the ones that I'm doing. And I can skip that spot, just be a bunch of zeros, drop down to the 4. Got a big number here. It's going to be very important that you line things up. Hopefully your writing is nicer than mine. Okay, now that I have this huge number, which is 3,930,572. Now I'm going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3 spots there, 1, 2 spots there for a total of 5 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer is really 39 and 30,572 hundred thousandths. Big number. Okay, when I finish, does it make sense? This is close to 9, this is close to 4. 9 times 4 is 36. 39. It's pretty close. All right, that is how we do decimal multiplication. Good luck on your assignment.